All right, hello. Welcome back to Afternoon Drive here on Joppa Radio. My name is Drew Moholland. Hope you're all having a good Tuesday. It's a little, I don't know, not the best of days. Not the best of, I think Thursday it gets nice again, but I don't know. It's all right out there. Hope you're all having a good day. A little bit of traffic getting in and out of the city today. Hopefully none of you are stuck in that, but if you are, thanks for tuning in. My name is Drew Moholland. It's Afternoon Drive. We got Lily Doucette in the house today, and we got a little Music Tuesday show, so I'm excited about that. We'll get to that in a couple minutes. A lot going on for those of you. Actually, North Shore had some issues on the commuter rail today. Beverly, there was a bad accident. Somebody was hit by a train, and I know that stuck up a lot of the trains here today. So another kind of a tough day after. And then it was yesterday. The Orange Line had all that issues. So those of you taking the MBTA, whether it be the trolleys or the trains, have had kind of a tough week. But that's just kind of living in this area. That's kind of the nature of the beast. What else we got? Game 1 of the World Series starts tonight. That's exciting. Patriots last night. Those of you who stayed up. I can't stay up. It's just too late for me. I go to work too early. But actually, you could watch like the first 5 minutes of that game, I think, and you pretty much knew how it was going to turn out. My goodness. The Jets were not good last night, but the Patriots smoke the New York Jets in the Meadowlands. Was it 33-0 last night? So that was exciting. Pat's 7-0. Cleveland next week. Good luck to all the sports teams. Actually, I was looking. It's kind of like getting towards the end of the high school sports season too. So a lot of the kids, a lot of the teams that we've had on here are kind of fighting for tournament spots and all that stuff. So good luck to all these teams here down the stretch of their fall seasons. Like I said, we're doing a Tuesday music show today. Alex Anthony in the house. He's already here. He's ready to rock. So I'm going to take our first break right now. We'll do that. We'll bring him in just a moment, and we'll pick back up here in just a moment. Don't forget, you can follow the show at Joppa Afternoons on Twitter. That's at Joppa, Joppa Afternoons on Twitter. It's a good way to keep in touch. If you get any questions for any of our guests, you can shoot them in that way, and I try to keep an eye on it. And yes, and thank you to everybody watching at home on the cable and streaming and all that good stuff, and of course our loyal radio listeners. So we'll be back here in just a moment. Much more Afternoon Drive in just a moment. My name is Drew Moholland. Keep it here. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Afternoon Drive here on Joppa Radio. My name is Drew Moholland. Our guest today, a nice little Tuesday music show. You all know how much I like this. Alex Anthony in the house, first time guest on the show. Always exciting. Alex, how are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Ooh, already got some Twitter action. That must be. Is that you? Did you retweet us?
Not yet.
Not yet. Well, very good, man. First time meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, get the acoustic guitar out. I'm just going to push that towards you a little bit if you don't mind.
There we go.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, Alex. Where you're from?
So I actually live in Newburyport. I've lived there for 4 years. I'm from Haverhill originally.
Okay. All right.
And so I moved to Arizona about 4 years ago, and I started doing this like acoustic thing every Sunday, where I just do covers for 4 hours, and I was like, wow, I can easily make a career out of this.
Yeah.
Now, when I was younger, like when I was like 21, I was in this band called 7 Mile Drive, where, we pushed this music all the time, just all originals, and it didn't work out.
Yeah.
We pushed it as far as we possibly could, and so I kind of gave up on that, but doing the cover stuff kind of refueled me. I was like, there's a whole market for this.
Yeah.
So I ended up moving back, and and things just kind of blew up with the cover music. And then we found out that 3 of our original songs from 7 Mile Drive got landed on CBS on The Young and the Restless.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got a nice check from that, and I'm like, all right, everybody's asking for originals again, so I kind of sparked that back up. Got attention from Dana Marshall on 92.5 The River.
Oh, very cool.
So she's been doing a lot as well. And, all the other radio stations, like, it's great to be here, and this is an awesome opportunity. So,
nice.
they keep coming. So it's...
I had one of the guys that started The River on this show here just a couple weeks ago.
Does it really?
Yeah, he was one of he booked all the bands, did the show here at Newburyport and all that stuff.
It's awesome.
It was one of my favorite stations back in the day.
Yeah.
I guess it still kind of is. I don't listen to too much radio, but I listen to a lot of radio, but as far as music goes, I'm usually playing it off my... Yeah. Whatever I am playing it off of that day. But, well, that's very cool. It's a good story. How in the world did Young and the Restless pick up your music? Did you ever trace that back?
So a lot of the guys at Zach Field's drum studio in the Tannery. Okay. One of the drummers, Austin, he's been in the music business for a long time. So he was our drummer at the time. Yep. He had a lot of connections with, placements and music supervisors. Okay. So we were shopping this around, for years, it just so happened that it finally got picked up like 6 years later.
6 years later.
So you never know.
Good things happen to those who wait, huh?
Yeah.
So he also has connections on the soap opera scene, apparently, or?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that whole syndication.
Oh, well, that's too funny. What's the? That must have been a total surprise for you guys, though, right?
Oh, definitely. That was great, and just hearing your,
And you guys even still play? Did you still play those songs at all? Or
No.
Really?
No.
You're like, what song was that again?
Totally new projects. Everybody's doing their own thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
And there was 3 of them too.
3 of them. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
And great. Good for you.
And every once in a while, we'll get a check from like a Canadian television show. Small, but
replaying it.
yeah, or something. Yeah, it must be that.
That's like a big one, right? I mean, Young and the Restless.
That's I think it's like 40 something seasons, 44 seasons.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Well, good for you guys. That is a great story. So all right, so that's how it all happens. What's the schedule like these days? Are you getting out and about pretty often? Or?
Yeah, more than I can handle. I mean, it's been like about 5 times a week.
Wow.
Throughout the week, it's a lot of like restaurant kind of chill stuff. The weekends is the full band.
Yep.
It's all a mix, whatever the venue's asking for.
Yep.
And then I'm trying to plug in, events like this, being on this radio station, being in studios.
Yeah,
and
thanks.
Because it's great. It's the best way to, get the original stuff out there and, amongst other ways. But this is definitely one of the holistic ways. It's nice.
This is good. And the band's name is what again?
The Alex Anthony Band.
The Alex Anthony Band. That's nice and easy.
Yeah, exactly.
AAB.
You'd be surprised how many people still are like, what? Why? Like, you can't win with a band name, I've learned.
Yeah.
Someone's always going to question it.
How many band names? You've probably been in some other bands here growing up younger.
Geez. When I was 19, we were in 4 Pints.
4 Pints?
That was because it's Bad
drink
Fish.
Yet at 19. Oh, because of Bad Fish. Yeah,
Sublime, okay. Bad Fish, 2 pints of booze. Well, there's 4 of us. It was like 4 pints.
Very clever. Yep.
Yeah. Didn't last. Didn't last.
What, is that the worst? Is that the worst of the band names for you?
No. Our very first one, when we were 17, we played at the Yellow Schoolhouse in Byfield.
Okay.
And we were Arun Savad, which is Thai for good night.
Yeah, that's not easy.
Nope.
Yeah.
So we started complicated, and then I'm just going with Alex Anthony.
There you go.
Dave Matthews Band, Jack Johnson. Just here's my name.
Yeah, there you go. I think that's well played. It's funny. I remember I had a professor. I don't know why this story sticks with me, but I had a professor in college who he was like a philosophy guy and had a band. He was kind of a hipster professor, and I remember he said, "Yeah, I was in this kind of cool band. We had a couple songs that we almost made it." And he said his band title he thought always cost them. It was like. I don't even remember the name of the band, but it was AA. They made it AA because back in the day of CDs, they wanted to be first on the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so whatever word it was, it started with AA, or I don't even know if they created it, but that was their goal, was to be first when people walked in.
That's actually interesting because that still helps out today. Mine being Alex Anthony, when people Google musicians. Yeah. Just the Google technically works like a phone book unless you pay for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Alex Anthony is usually the first thing comes up.
How about that?
When you Google local musician. I was like, all right.
Alex Anthony, there you go. Very cool. Well, you want to let people hear you a little bit? You want to take one away here and get us started? Or?
Sure. This new one is called Let the Light In, and it is actually in recording and production right now. So, yeah, it'll be coming out soon.
All right. This is Alex Anthony here on Joppa Afternoon Drive. Take it away.
For a white long dress, a girl that it's so bad to miss. But does she really exist? In your dreams will you picture it? But did I die when I found you there? Was my heart as cold when you placed your hand upon my chest? Can you sing the rest? An image that I can't explain, a final ride on a stolen train. And as the moments slip away, I just can't seem to shake the pain. Did I die when I found you there? Was my heart as cold when you placed your hands upon my chest? Can you sing the rest? You can't fight that feeling, 'cause it's showing through when I'm looking at you across the room. And it's all about timing, but I know what you said, and I'll just have to wait for you. You. You keep on coming back home so you don't feel alone. But it don't have to be that way. I'm right here, you're waiting, so why don't you stay? And did I die when I found you there? Was my heart as cold when you placed your hand upon my chest? Can you sing the rest? You can't fight that feeling, 'cause it's showing through when I'm looking at you across the room. And it's all about timing, but I know what you said, and I'll just have to wait for you. You can't fight that feeling, 'cause it's showing through when I'm looking at you across the room. And it's all about timing, but I know what I said, and I'll just have to wait for you.
Very nice. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
I think we were talking. Did you actually say that on the air? I can't remember. You were saying off the air. You like to take off your headset because you don't want to hear yourself. Man, I love that voice.
Appreciate it.
I dig that very much. That's almost like a, not quite, but it's like a Ray LaMontagne sound.
That's the best compliment you could get me.
There you go. All right. Have you got that before?
I've got that several times. I get John Mayer a lot.
Yeah, that's there too.
And
yeah.
every time, they're like, "Oh, you sound like John Mayer. Do you know John Mayer?" It's like, dude, I don't know that many songs. Like,
yeah,
he's a crazy guitarist,
He is,
and
yeah.
it's. Yeah.
He's a talented dude. I'm kind of going through a little phase of him right now. Actually, I've never dove into him, but I don't know. Somebody was like, you should give him more of a try.
You do. You have to dive into him.
Yeah.
You can't just listen to the mainstream stuff.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like he's got this other.
Yeah, there's a lot more than "The Body Is a Wonderland" song or whatever that one was.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And you're right, great guitar player. I think he might take over the Grateful Dead thing there when they're all
I've seen
gone.
him with the Dead.
Did you?
The Dead and Company. Yeah.
You like it?
I'm not a big Dead guy.
Yeah.
I just want to, as a musician, you got to see what everybody's raving about. It's like almost like research.
Yes.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it certainly is interesting. I just wonder because he's really into it. So I wonder if after all those guys are gone, I wonder if he kind of picks it up and runs.
Yeah,
I don't know. He's got his own great solo career too. But yeah, anyway, great voice. Sounds good.
Appreciate
that. When did you write that one?
I wrote it about a month and a half ago.
So that's really new.
Yeah.
Cool. Is that on an album right now, or is that on a next album?
It's coming out as a single.
Okay.
It should be out in by the end of November.
Gotcha.
And I'm excited to release that one because as this process goes on, with the original stuff and Spotify and all these platforms, and I'm learning more how the industry works and how to push them and how to reach out to the music supervisors correctly.
Yeah.
And when you feel like you have something like this, it's exciting to reach out and to use all the tools we have these days as independent artists that a lot of people didn't have back in the day.
What is life like as an independent artist? Is it, you're marketing yourself, you're learning a lot, obviously, but is there an aspect of it that's a little bit of a grind? Or?
Yes, and I think that there's a lot of musicians and talent out there that can just rest on their own laurels. I mean, if you took like somebody, and I mean like I'm talking like Adele.
Yeah.
She's just so far and away talented that, someone's going to discover her right away.
Right.
For the people in the middle that have to learn, that have to grow, they don't understand sometimes, I feel, the grind that it takes, which is they're too prideful to understand that it's a business.
Yeah.
You got to do what it takes to get out there, whether it's covering Wagon Wheel or Santeria by Sublime.
Yeah.
I try to tell them, try to pass on the knowledge as much as I can. You have to consider it like a handshake.
Yeah.
If you go and tell somebody everything about yourself right off the bat, without that handshake, they're going to be like, whoa. And that's the same thing with like an original song.
Yeah.
You kind of have to give them that handshake. Okay, well, this is what I'm into, and this is what I can do. Now, do you want to hear one of mine? Because you can't just shove it down people's throats, in my experience.
It's a good way of thinking about it there.
Yeah.
I like that. It's like a handshake. Very good.
So that's the business. You got to play. I once saw this interview with Dave Matthews, and he said, if there was 8 days in a week, we would take a gig every time. So from that time on, it was like 2 years ago, I saw him live.
Yeah.
And then I looked up the interview. I was like, I'm going to take every gig possible.
Yeah.
And so now it's been taken off.
There you go. He's one of my guys too. That's not true anymore. That's the olden days with them.
Yeah.
They're getting older, those guys.
Yeah.
Well, now they can do what they want.
Exactly.
Actually, he's one of those. He's one of those guys where you can go. People ask me. I go to many Dave shows, and they're like, "Why do you? How can you go see him so many times?" I'm like, I've never seen the same show.
Right.
It's always different.
Yeah.
And you could. He's also one of those guys where, like, if you request something or you're holding up a sign, He doesn't care.
No.
He's going to do it anyway. So he's past the handshake stage, I
Yes,
think.
exactly.
but again, we're joined here by Alex Anthony on Joppa Afternoon Drive. So you're going to play Wagon Wheel next, right? No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. That's the reminds me of our campfires up in Maine. There's always bound to be that one person who yells, "Let's do Wagon Wheel."
Yeah.
We can all sing.
Or free bird.
Yeah, free bird. Does that still happen?
It still happens.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, free bird thing. That's interesting. That's fun. And do you play it sometimes?
Sometimes we open with it, so they can't say it for the rest of the show.
We played it 2 hours ago, folks. I'm sorry, we're not going back.
Yep.
What's the so you do like a lot of the you're playing like every night. So you said sometimes it's more low key and you're just doing like the restaurant thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like a different mindset for you than kind of going out and
100%.
Yeah. How do you get like ready for the different atmosphere?
So that's a good question. So with a band gig, you got to come in with a stronger approach. My vocals might not sound the same because you're competing with the band and you're giving a lot more energy.
Yeah.
But people feed off of that. It's a trade-off.
Yep.
When I'm at the restaurant, it's more relaxed. I can hear myself better. I have more control over my voice, and I wow them with that factor.
Yep.
So I kind of sacrifice some of the energy that I put into the full band and invested a little bit more into delivery.
Okay.
That
makes sense. What's the have you had to, I mean, if you're singing, you get a great voice, but I imagine you want to take care of that thing too. Do you ever try to say, you know what, I'm going to need a little breather here, a little break for a few days?
I have. I just had to do that. I actually had to go to Beth Israel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to an ENT.
Oh, we didn't talk about that off the air, folks. I'm sorry. I didn't realize this was so soon.
It is, but it's great. So it was good news. At first, it was bad news. They said I had a hemorrhage cyst on my vocal cords. Which
Isn't that what Adele had?
Adele had, and the lead singer of The Who.
Yep. Not Daughtry. Yeah, Roger Daughtry. Yeah.
But they were like,
oh, that too. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
But so I got a follow-up opinion at Beth Israel, and they said, no, it wasn't. It's just a irregularity in my vocal cord. So picture your vocal cords when you sing, they open like a sliding door.
Yep.
Picture the right door being on an angle.
Yeah.
And banging into it. So the only way you're going to fix that...
I didn't like that visual.
Yeah. I was like, I can't show people. Well, I can, I guess, on the simulcast.
Yeah.
They said the only way you can do that to fix it is rest and vocal therapy. So they actually hooked me up with my insurance for a vocal coach, too.
Wow.
So that is kind of a blessing.
That is cool, yeah.
And I'm taking this week off, and then I play very lightly in the British Virgin Islands next week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
British Virgin, you kind of buried a lead there. You're going to the British Virgin Islands to play.
Yeah.
Where did that happen? When did that happen?
That happened 2 months ago. A fan was like, we have some connections down there. We're taking a 48-foot catamaran to island.
No way.
And we were going to get you on stage, to each venue or bar.
That's a good fan.
I know. I've been fortunate.
That is a good
But you
fan.
make your own luck by getting out there and playing your brains out.
It was a good handshake you had.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Very cool. Well, have fun with that, man. That sounds exciting. Sounds like a good trip for you in general.
Yeah.
But, cool. Again, we're joined here by Alex Anthony on Joppa Afternoon Drive. You got another one loaded up? Want to keep rolling?
Sure thing.
All right. What's this one called here?
No superheroes.
No superheroes. All right. Did you come in with a set list, or you're just kind of winging it as we go?
I'm winging it.
You're winging it. It's usually half and half. Some people are very structured. Others are like, we'll see what the day takes us.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, take it away. Alex Anthony here on Joppa Afternoon Drive.
Here's a new tune that I'm not meant to sing for. I'm not the one it's about. In this life I'm not cut out. To the one who works the most, rides a train to get back home. How she does it, I don't know, yeah, but she doing it all alone. There ain't no superheroes in this world, but I know a girl stands about 5 feet tall, got her head on straight, and she's seen it all. There ain't no movie screens or billboard ads that you'd see her on, but I can't help thinking that she's bigger than that, bigger than that. stopgap to take a plane, go across the USA. Just a dream of a 10-year-old with the music in her soul, yeah. Part of me thinks that I'm growing up just way too fast. Gotta do it like she does. Turn your head and don't look back, no. There ain't no superheroes in this world, but I know a girl stands about 5 feet tall, got her head on straight, and she's seen it all. There ain't no movie screens or billboard ads that you see her on, but I can't help thinking that she's bigger than that, bigger than that. She said, here's a souvenir for you. Don't forget me when I'm gone. She said, I know now. Ain't no movie screens or billboard ads that you see her on, but I can't help thinking about her every time I see that, every time I see that souvenir you gave to me. Just a simple kiss on the cheek. Don't forget about me.
Very nice. Nicely done. Alex Anthony here on Joppa Afternoon Drive. That is fantastic. Sounded good in here, man. Do you like the room? People tend to like the room. They think
Yeah,
that's,
it's pretty comfortable.
Yeah,
It's not too stale.
not too stale.
No.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're going for. Yes, we guess this is kind of a new edition. Actually, you can see it in the other shot next to that poster. Yeah, I don't know.
Nice.
Can you see it? Yeah, kind of. You could kind of see it in our shot. We're starting to decorate the place a little bit, but very good. Alex Anthony here on Joppa Afternoon Drive. Very nice guitar, by the way. I'm a big fan of that. Been liking that guitar as you play it.
The Breed Loves?
Yes.
Yeah, they're nice.
It's nice. What's Ron Burgundy? Rich mahogany.
Yeah. The reason I get these guitars, the Breed Loves, is because the strings, they go through the bridge.
Yep.
There's no pins.
Okay.
So there's less pressure right here, and I break strings like nobody else.
Oh, really?
So it helps
Okay.
alleviate that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. When did you first learn how to play the guitar?
When I was 16 years old.
It's kind of a late starter, huh?
It
16?
is.
I mean, for somebody who ends up making a career out of it, it's a little late, I guess.
Yeah. But that goes to show you, it's never too late.
There you go.
So-
a little something for all the kids out there. How old are you at 16? Is that high school? What I don't even remember.
Sophomore?
Sophomore in high school?
yeah.
Okay. Actually, I guess it's probably a natural time to pick it up, maybe.
It's funny. So my best friend's older brother, who's a great musician, Dan Six, he left his guitar over at my house on accident.
Oh, wow.
And at that time, you internet was out.
Yep.
You could Google tabs.
Yep.
So I Googled Glycerine by Bush.
Yep.
I was like, okay, I could do this.
How about
Didn't
that?
know how to sing and play, but I was like, okay. So then I got a guitar that Christmas. And it was up and down, for the next 3 years, picking it up, putting it down. And then around 21, 22, it just kind of...
So curiosity took you there at first.
Exactly.
Left behind guitar. Do you think you would have picked it up anyway, even if you would have found your hands on one anyway? If you didn't?
I don't really know because... I don't know.
We'll never know.
I'll never know.
That is funny.
You know what I would have, because one of my best friends who I kind of learned with, and who is in my band and is in my band currently, I would have grabbed one of his. Yeah. And I would have learned through him.
All right. So there you go. Yeah. So it would have happened anyway. Yeah. But I like the story though. Left behind guitar, and that's how we started. It's cool to teach yourself. I can play. I'm a poor man's player, but I always say I did the same thing. Like you can just go to YouTube now, and they have great tutorials on there, which is, I don't think people had that, a couple decades ago. It's a great way to kind of teach yourself and get yourself going. I think it probably gets a lot more people interested into instruments. So it's kind of a cool thing. Again, Alex Anthony here on Joppa Afternoon Drive. So you're the band. Did you do most of the singing in the band? All the singing? Or?
Yeah, I'd say 95%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So band leader. I know that as glorious as it sounds sometimes is not always that glorious.
No.
Sometimes it can be a tough gig to be a band leader. Is it a tough gig, Alex Anthony?
Yes, it's if to relate it to business terms, you're managing employees.
Yeah.
That's the gig and getting their schedules in and making sure that they're committed and getting, you're an independent contractor.
Yeah.
And with that, I feel like is the most difficult part about being the band leader.
Get a bunch of different personalities, right?
Yes, and I think that's the most important thing is, we've had a couple of sour personalities over the years in and out of the band, and they don't
Mostly
last.
out of the band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just say out of the band.
Yeah.
And nothing against those people personally. They're great. Some of them are friends of mine.
Yeah.
I just can't be in a band with them.
Yeah.
And that holds the band back. I mean, bantering, at practices, reluctancy to learn songs. And, if you get a good group of guys, that are all talented or, you just got to stick with them and they make it a lot easier.
Because you spend so much time together. It's like anything. If it's a toxic
Exactly.
environment, it's not going to work.
Exactly. And even at that, even if they're their best friends and you get along with them, you're going to butt heads sometimes. And you, as a band leader especially, you have to swallow that pill and be like, okay, what can I do to keep you happy too?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's cool. That's cool that you can still keep in touch with some of them even after the fact. But
Yeah.
I'm sure there's hard feelings for a little bit.
There
I'm
is.
sure, but
There is.
well, there's like the epic, Prince stories of where he got to the point where he was like, fining people for whether it was minutes late or missed notes or you haven't gotten to that point, have you?
No, but I get frustrated with it when they don't keep a professional mindset, especially about the big paying ones.
I can imagine. Yes. Yeah. Especially the big gigs. Yeah. That's funny too. The other story I always think about that when it comes to band leaders, I always think of, for whatever reason, I guess I just know a lot of the behind the scenes stories, but I think Prince and Springsteen, and like they asked Stevie Van Zandt, like how did like Springsteen, like the boss nickname come around? And he was like, I think it was as simple as like when he started paying us. Like that was, and I think you were just like, he's the boss. So
that's a huge factor too.
Yeah.
And I guess speak for the guys who are out of the band.
Yeah.
In their defense, we weren't getting paid what we're getting paid now.
Yeah.
So when the guys see the checks or get paid for playing music, I think they're just having fun. They're like, okay, we can.
A little easier to be committed. Yes. That is funny. Again, Alex Anthony joining us here on Joppa Afternoon Drive. My name is Drew Moholland. Thanks for joining us on a Tuesday afternoon. Lily Doucette producing. Tyler Neufield's in there. Sarah Hayden's around somewhere, I think. I haven't seen her yet today. Is Sarah here, Lily? No, she's not here. Hi, Sarah, if you're out there listening. I'm sure you are. This is Alex Anthony. So this is a good take here so far. Writing songs, Alex. I'm always curious how songwriters go about that process. Is it, do you like try to write every day? Do you just sit down and write when you're in the mood? Is when something strikes you? Is that the moment? Is it all those things put together? I don't know.
Everybody will tell you a different story. Mine,
that is true.
Personally, is I'll just have an itch and a feeling, and I'll pick up the guitar, and once I have that feeling, I'll see where the chords take me, where the melody maybe that I had in my head could go.
Yeah.
And I'll know within a couple of minutes whether I have something that I want to work on.
So it's music first sometimes, and words come after. Interesting.
Yes, but it is definitely a feeling that I've had about something, almost therapeutical.
Yeah.
That I can, go through the guitar.
Gotcha.
I've explored new ways to write songs, more upbeat ones, where I try to take concepts like let's say, I always forget his name, like a Jimmy Buffett kind of take on a song where it's like about drinking on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
For the full band, people don't necessarily want to hear about your heartbreak or, when you're at a bar with the full band, they want upbeat, energetic stuff.
Yeah.
How do you, make a sad song into an upbeat song? You really don't. Some people can.
Yeah.
There are some, bands that can do a great job of that. But, I'm trying to take those concepts and write about my friends hanging out in the basement.
Gotcha.
But not making it as direct, to try to make it more... use metaphors and
yeah, and you're obviously kind of forcing yourself to do that a little bit, so it's not as natural. It's
right.
Gotcha. But that's good. So you're exploring new ways. I like
exactly.
That. I've never done the whole Jimmy Buffett thing. Have you?
No,
never been to. I've gone to concerts my whole life, and I've always just like kind of turned that one down. He's fine. He's fine on the boat.
He really is
on the water.
To segue into this, I go down to Key West for the winter. and he's huge down there.
Yeah. All winter?
Margaritaville.
You go down all winter to play?
January, February, and March we're in St. Augustine.
Oh.
Last year we learned Margaritaville.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Nobody asked for it, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Got away with that.
Well, that's sad.
Dodged a
You
bullet.
didn't go to it once, huh?
Uh-uh.
Oh, okay. Even though you put the time in. Very interesting. Yeah, he's fine. It's, I like it on the
Actually, he's got a good song with Zach Brown if you're into Zach Brown. And
yeah, I
country.
like Zach Brown. I'm a little off Zach Brown right now. I was really into a lot of the early songs there.
Yeah.
And I like the last couple of times I've seen him. I guess they were like the Fenway shows, which aren't always my favorite anyway. But the last couple of times I've seen him, I'm like, he's doing like a real lot of covers, and he's like kind of leaving a lot on the table. And I'm like, I want to hear more of your stuff.
Yeah.
Man, and I don't really want to hear you do
Bohemian
Metallica,
Rhapsody?
yeah, and like try to sound like those guys. Like, there's nothing really original about them. I don't know. That's just kind of been my feeling with him lately. But I do like him though. I just liked him when he was coming up more than, I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting cranky as I get older. But that is my feeling on Zach Brown. There you go. I like that. No answer. Let that one sit. You don't want to piss off Zach Brown.
No.
Alex Anthony here on Joppa Afternoon Drive. Alex, want to take it away? Do one more here?
Sure thing.
All right. What's this one called?
This one is Feeling I Get, and this is the one that was on Young and the Restless with 7 Mile Drive.
Okay. So a lot of you may have already heard this if you're a big Young and the Restless fan. All right. Take it away.
There's a feeling I get when you're close to me. There's a time and a place now I can hardly see. I wanna know, are you feeling the same way too? I wanna know, are you falling like I'm falling for you? Don't slip, don't trip, don't slide away. Don't close your eyes, don't fall asleep. Just rest your head upon my chest. You feel my heart beat once, beat twice, beat 3 times or more. There's an image I get when I'm thinking of you. When our eyes had first met, I just hoped it'd come true. I wanna know, are you feeling the same way too? I wanna know, are you falling like I'm falling for you? Are you falling like I'm falling for you? When I'm looking in your eyes, I feel home again. It's a crazy situation, I don't wanna end, but I'm choking on the moment, but I feel so alive. You kiss me on the lips, I get so damn high. My mind's in the gutter, and you hear me kinda stutter. Bring me right out and I feel much better. I feel so much, so damn better. But I feel so much, so damn better. But I wanna know, I'd like to know, are you feeling? I wanna know, are you feeling the same way too? I wanna know, are you falling like I'm falling for you?
Nicely done. Alex Anthony on Joppa Afternoon Drive. The song that was picked up 6 years later by Young and the Restless, which is very, very cool. I know you guys appreciated that. Very nice. You guys sound great in here, Alex. Very nicely done. Influences. Who are the major influences in Alex Anthony's life?
I would say that Ray LaMontagne.
Oh, wow. So I was around the...
Yeah.
Okay.
The Beatles.
Okay.
A lot of 90s pop artists, I'm going to generalize that with like a lot of my melodies, and I was told by a music producer the other day that he can hear like a lot of like Third Eye Blind melodies that just kind of ingrained in my head because that's when I grew up.
Yep.
But I would say Ray LaMontagne, the Beatles, and definitely when I was picking up the guitar and the structures of the songs, I would say were Jack Johnson, because when I was 16, he was getting big, and those songs were really easy to learn on guitar and sing. So I would say that's kind of ingrained in me too.
Okay. Yeah. We had somebody else say Jack Johnson one day when they were on here, and I always say every time I think of Jack Johnson writing music, I picture him on a hammock on a beach in where is he? Hawaii, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Which is a lot of that music sound, that island vibe. But very good. All right. I'm happy I hit the Ray LaMontagne thing there.
You did.
Very good. You definitely have a little bit of that in your voice. I would go back to Florida for a second. So is that just a pop-in place to play music more than here in the wintertime, or is that why you make that move? Or?
So originally, when we did it last year, I left my full-time job because this was picking up so much.
Okay. So you went full in on music.
Yes.
Yep.
And by doing so, I was like, how are we gonna fill in those dates in the winter when it gets slow around New England?
Yeah.
When there's not, all these beach places, all these, all this foot traffic.
What gets cut? Like, how much of the live music business gets cut, would you say? Like, when you go from warm weather to cold winters here, is it like half the places don't do live music anymore? Or? It's probably tough to.
I would say you lose 25%.
Okay, so that's considerable.
Right.
Yeah.
It is. And then you're always teetering on that point too, where a venue could be like, it's a snowstorm, it's a Patriots game, it's the Super Bowl,
canceling last minute, that
Christmas,
sort of
all this stuff. Yeah. I guess Christmas
is pretty standard day.
Yeah, but the snowstorms, the Super Bowl,
Super Bowl is pretty standard around here too, actually.
Yeah, but vacation spots, there's music with the games anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just like all this stuff. Like you take a hit around here. So last year we went into the mindset of, and I say my other guitarist who was kind of in with this, he's almost like a business partner at this point. Yeah. We were like, let's go down there and try to subsidize some of that stuff. Try to make up for what we may lose, and we can play 5 times a week down there.
Cool.
And get fans from all over the country that are visiting because it's such a vacation spot
and new audiences. Yeah, that's good.
So we did that, and it was great. And they give you more gigs than you could possibly handle. We were doing 8-hour days.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
one place or bouncing from place to place.
Place to place.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. And they're 4-hour gigs down there. The standard's 3. So anyway, this year came back. Music boomed in the summer, and now, honestly, I think I could let it go through the winter. Wow. But we got all these opportunities down there, so we're going to go down there again and do it. Long story short, I don't think we'll do it again. Yeah. Next year, we might, do a 2-week road trip. Yeah. Because the money it takes to just stay down in a place in Key West is absurd.
I bet, yeah.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. And just 1 month of rent down in Key West. Yeah. We could probably travel around the country twice. Yeah. And are you guys at the age where how many people are shacking up in the one room? Is it the full band? No. Okay. It's just me and him. Okay. And we're sharing a studio. One of us is sleeping on the floor one week and switching off. It's the grind. Gotcha. It's better than the van.
Oh, so you're not going down with the whole band?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
There are a couple events where these places down there, they'll host you. They'll put you up in a house, and they'll do residency, so you play for a week straight. Okay. I have Jonathan Bisquette coming down for a week. Nice. And John Spur, my drummer. So they'll be down there, and they'll have the house. Cool. So gotcha. Yeah. We're trying to get John on, too. John, I know we've been in communication. And thank you, by the way, for bearing with us. Thanks for having me. We had a battle. We were throwing out emails back and forth and dates. Oh, that one's booked now. And finally landed on one here. So this is good to have Alex Anthony in the house, finally. After long, I do want to do a little rapid fire. I usually like to do a little rapid fire questions. Let's try. So the rule is, and I have no real way of penalizing anybody, but you can't really hesitate. You have to answer the questions quickly. So that's kind of what you're trying to do. Okay. But most people violate this, so no pressure. Favorite food? Lobster. Favorite comedian? Jim Gaffigan. Favorite movie? The Beach. Favorite TV show? I see. That one gets I'm not a big TV guy. No. All right. Common answers are Seinfeld, Friends. A lot of the Netflix ones these days. Lost. Interesting. I tried Lost. I got lost. Yeah, it's tough. You really got. No, I'm surprised. Not a big TV fan would jump onto Lost. Well, that takes commitment. That show was the first. I feel like it started all those binge watching Netflix shows. Okay. That was the first one to do this continuation, cliffhanger every show. me personally, I feel like it started that whole, even the way Game of Thrones keeps you locked in. Kill off main characters unexpectedly. Like I think Lost paved the way.
You are hooked on Lost.
Yeah.
All right, very good for you. Favorite album?
Yeah.
Tough one, right?
Trouble.
Trouble.
By
Okay.
Valentine.
All right. Favorite live show you've ever been to? Best live show?
Dispatch.
Ooh. All
Hands
right.
down.
There, that may be mine as well. So that's interesting. Which one?
I saw the reunion for Zimbabwe in New York City.
My
Madison Square.
wife's favorite show of all time. There you go with it.
It's
Played
unreal.
played in the middle with the van and the
We were doing a conga line
that's right.
around the entire Madison Square.
Yeah, you're gonna hit a chord with her. So we're big Dispatch fans as well. My wife and I. And,
Huge. I met Chad the other day at the Bon Iver concert.
Oh,
he was
very
sitting
cool.
right next to me, pretty much.
I met him this last year at a show, and he could not have been a sweeter guy.
He's so nice.
Really nice guy.
Yeah.
It's good. Did he know you play and stuff? Is that how you met?
I met him when I was 19 when he was opening for Badfish with State Radio, and then I met him again the other day just because his seats were like right next to mine at the concert.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I was like, hey, what's open for you?
Yeah, how'd that work?
He's like, I'm going to the river. The other day, I was like, all right, I'll make sure Dana Marshall talks to you.
That's funny. He's about to go on tour too with the Pintos. Yeah.
I haven't heard them.
I've just heard some of the stuff he posted on social media, but I agree. They are about as good as it gets live band-wise. I saw them at the Thompson's Point or Pier in Portland. Have you been to that
venue.
place?
I wanted to go. Was it in June or something?
Yes, somewhere.
I wanted
summer.
to go to that so bad.
Yeah, it was good. We went to Lord Huron the night before, who I'm kind of into too.
He's good.
Is it him or is it the band? I don't really know who's Lord Huron.
I don't know. I think it's him.
I think it's him. It probably is him. It's probably a good point. I guess I always think of it as the band, but you're probably right.
Lord's a popular name.
That's right. But yeah, they were great in that venue. I could not believe I've never been to that venue. It's like easier to get there than it is to Mansfield.
Saw Lake Street Dive there.
Oh, nice.
You heard them?
So I went to see who they opened for the other night in Worcester. A few weeks back, I went to
They opened
for the Avett Brothers.
Oh, that must have been an awesome show.
But we decided to go at like 6 o'clock from here. Both of our schedules just opened up.
Oh, no.
And it's in Worcester, and it's traffic, and they only played for like 30 minutes. They only got like 35 minutes. We missed them. And I didn't really love the Avett Brothers that much. They were fine, but everybody was like, did you see Lake Street? You'll really like Lake Street. And I was like, I didn't get to see them. So that's twice now. I've gone to a festival with Lake Street and also missed them. So I'm doing a very poor job at catching Lake Street. But they're great, I hear.
Their drummer, especially, is fun to watch.
All right. I'll make sure. I'm going to commit myself to making sure I see them next time they're anywhere close. So that's my new thing. But are they Boston? Are they local? They play here a lot.
So they didn't go to Berkeley. They went somewhere else in New England. One of the big schools. I can't think of which one it is.
Okay.
So I know she is. I think Rachel is the lead singer.
They have ties.
Yeah, they have big ties around here.
Cool. Well, that's good. And I almost dropped. I feel like I bring up Dispatch too much. I almost dropped it when you were talking about being an independent artist because who knows?
They did it best.
They're like the best story.
Yeah,
it's crazy. All right, we'll play another one. Keep it rolling with the music. I'm liking hearing you play. So
cool.
As long as you're into it, we'll do. Do this one and maybe one more if you get enough room on the set list there.
Cool.
Alex Anthony here on Joppa Afternoon Drive.
I can smell the fire burning in the winter on my nose. I'm trying to keep myself warm and my soul from growing cold, but I ain't got a lot of reasons. It's beginning to take its toll. If I could get those years back, or the things I didn't know, I'd wear a warmer jacket, I wouldn't mind the snow. I listened to my mother when she said I ain't that old. You can blame it on your father, you could see it honestly. Are you truly that ungrateful that you don't remember me? You held in all your anger and it made you lose some sleep, but I was right beside you and you took it out on me. You took it out on me. Will you help me find some shelter maybe some warmer clothes, but nothing works as well as when you hold me close. But lately I've been feeling I've been living with a ghost. You can blame it on your father, you can say it honestly. Are you truly that ungrateful that you don't remember me? You held in all your anger and it made you lose some sleep. But I was right beside you and you took it out on me. You took it out on me. Well, it's getting darker early, or the wall's just closing in, and it makes you feel so lonely. Then you start drinking. Can you tell me all these years where you been? You can blame it on your father, you can say it honestly. Are you truly that ungrateful that you don't remember me? You held in all your anger and it made you lose some sleep. But I was right beside you and you took it out on me. You took it out on me. You can blame it on your father, you can say it honestly. Are you truly that ungrateful that you don't remember me? You held in all your anger and it made you lose some sleep. But I was right beside you and you took it out on me.
Nicely done, Alex Anthony. All right.
Thank you.
All these songs very I mean that in the best way, very catchy and loving it.
Thank you.
It's good.
That's on Spotify. Alex Anthony.
There you go. Yes, promote yourself a little bit. Where else can people find your music?
You can find it on, if you Google Alex Anthony Band, we have some great videos on there of some cover stuff that we do our own takes, trying to do that to bridge a lot of, the handshake.
The handshake.
Of the casual listener to see our original stuff. But the original stuff we check out on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Deezer, all the above. How does
the independent artist feel? And I've admittedly said I have it, but how does the independent artist feel about the Spotify and everything with the?
So I mean, if I'm somebody like Jay-Z, I hate it.
Yes.
Which is why he's not on it.
Right. That's true.
But for me, I'll make that sacrifice because there's so many great playlists that you can find on Twitter that will be willing to pop your music on there. It's literally as an independent artist.
Yep.
There's some, and I don't want to mention them, but was a very big local band that made it pretty far that was from this area that refused to be on Spotify. And it's like, you're not there yet. Yeah. You should use it. You should use every tool that you have just because you're getting a less percentage back on the dollar. Yeah. It's a business and you got to invest the money. Yep. To do it. It's funny how everybody has different thoughts on that. Right. I think you're probably, I know this is subjective too. No, yeah. I just want to say this is my opinion and there's a million other ways to do it. Oh, trust me. You come in with it. Everybody knows they come in. When you sit in that seat, it's your opinion, not anybody else. Good. I have been introduced to more bands just by, because I think I got stuck in this like whole thing where like I had the music that I had on my iTunes or whatever, and I just wasn't really I wasn't searching for too much more, just whatever. But with the Spotify and whatever all the other ones that are out there, they do you'll get recommendations and they'll introduce you to like new artists, and I'll stumble upon you one day and well, here you are. Yeah, exactly. So it's interesting. It's it's a whole new world basically. It is. It's probably easier if you're a younger person to kind of adapt with that, right? Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm in a weird generation where. How old are you? I'm 31. Okay, so we're the same age, I guess. Yes, I'm 32. Right. So there's this thing where if I was like 21, 22, my acumen towards this stuff would be so much better. Yeah. So I have to really make an effort, and I still don't really understand Twitter at all. Yeah. And I'm doing like the proper hashtags and getting the followers and how to even write a post. So I'm kind of on that cusp. So in that sense,
I mean, it's
Yeah, it is. There can be overload. See,
Yeah.
I do the Twitter. I'm in the news business too, so I have to like Twitter's kind of a newsy thing. Like it sometimes I feel like it's a lot of reporters kind of, you know,
right.
who can be first to tweet out their scoop on a story. It is not that, but it's sometimes it does feel
Sports
like that.
news all day.
Yeah, there's that too. But yeah, so I do the Twitter, I do the Facebook. Like I'm not on Instagram just because I feel like I'm sure I would love it and I'm sure it would be fine. It's just too much. It's like overload.
It is.
I mean, there's only so many things that can hit,
Yeah.
That's just how I feel about it. But now people are laughing at me that I'm not on Instagram. Not Lily. Lily
I
has
strongly recommend it.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Now you're laughing at me. Great. Again, Alex Anthony here on Shop Afternoon Drive. We're almost done here, man. How about that? The show flies by, doesn't it? Flies by when you're having fun. When can people see you again next?
Oh, right. Actually, November 2nd at the Port Tavern locally.
Oh, cool. Okay.
It's going to be Saturday night. I'm going to be with the 4-piece band. It's really
Nice.
energetic. It's a lot of fun. Get there early. We pack it.
Do you? All right. What time you start?
We start at 9 o'clock.
Port Tavern. One of my favorite spots.
Yeah.
I mean, we might just see you that night.
You should.
That's-
This is a lot of fun.
okay.
It gets wild.
Do is they just a Saturday night music place over there?
No, they're supposed to only be Friday, but we've been just killing it there that I work something out with them. That's
Oh,
like,
look
give
at
us
you,
a Saturday.
Mr. Businessman.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. So does that mean the following is growing by the minute here? Is that what you're feeling?
It's becoming a monster. It's great. I
That's great.
Over the summer, I mean, I say this extremely humbly. Over the summer, we had people coming to our shows, coming up to us like they knew us.
Yeah.
And it's overwhelming. I have no idea who some of these people are, and they're like, "How you doing?
Yeah.
Great show last." It's like, wow, it's really cool. It's becoming this thing, and it's becoming this awesome monster. But I'm trying to keep up with it in a sense of keeping people interested and
That is cool.
engaged.
Well, I say it in all honesty, man. I know why. You're very, very unique voice, and it's very good, and it's fun to listen to, and I'm already hooked. So congratulations on the success, and I wish you all the best as you keep going. Again, this is Alex Anthony. That's the next gig at the Port Tavern, but you got time for one more? You want to play us us
Yes.
out? You got another one in there?
Yeah, I do.
Anything else you want to say to the fan base out here in Newburyport before we jump in?
Oh, yes. For all you guys listening.
Sorry, I made you put the headset back on.
All you Newbury Porters out
You
there.
go. Newburyporters.
Is that correct?
I don't know.
I hope it is.
I think it is. Sounds fine.
So, this is my home now, and it's all started here, so I appreciate y'all.
All right, Alex Anthony, play us out. Thank you, folks. We're getting to the ends here. So with see you Thursday. Alex Anthony on Joppa Afternoon Drive.
On this cold, damp wall, I sit and wait for all of the pieces to fall into place. I've never seen the likes of this. A few good waves and a love I may miss. And if the sun should set like this, I wonder what life will bring me next. Oh, can I reach you right now? 'Cause I ain't sure that you feel me right now. Oh, should I let you go with the waves when the tide goes low? On this dry, hot day, I am feeling it out. Wearing out all of my options, weeding out all of the doubt. We all make plans, hope they don't fall through. And I pray to God that they lead me to you. Oh, can I reach you right now? 'Cause I ain't sure that you feel me right now. And oh, should I let you go with the waves when the tide goes low? can I reach you right now? 'Cause I ain't sure that you feel me right now. Oh, should I let you go with the way